democracy and the supremacy of the Indian Parliament. And it is under the leadership of the Parliament that everything happens. Everything happens. So we have to pay a lot of tribute to the members of Parliament and representing different political parties, different regions. They are the ones who hold us together. So our deep respects to all of them. And I want to make this point as well. I was not planning to mention all of this, but I saw the demonstrators outside. But I thought I should say something. It's sometimes good to remind ourselves, Pakistan's total gross domestic product, or the size of its economy, is small, but sometimes we forget that it is almost half the size of India's foreign exchange reserves. India's foreign exchange reserves are almost $700 billion. Pakistan's GDP is about half of that. Secondly, the value of a Pakistani rupee is 30 Indian paisa. And they have gone to the IMF 25 times since 1947. Yet they have this belief and vision of competing with India and also doing a 1,000-cut strategy to keep India back and to weaken India. Now, who is responsible for this economic disaster that Pakistan faces today? It is not the people. The people are the victims of those who govern them, and the people who govern them is the armed forces. And this has been the history of the last 70 years. They have used every trick in the book to deploy tactics to weaken India, to distract India. But the net result today is that India is growing, fourth largest economy, $4 trillion GDP, and we have Pakistan where it is today. So the strategy to destabilize India, which is fundamental to the Pakistani army, has not succeeded. And in fact, this is one of the great frustrations in Pakistan, that they have not been able to succeed in their primary mission. And the mission consists of many parts. Kashmir is only one aspect. It is also to foment disturbance within India, within the Hindus and the Muslims in different parts of India, and all that has not succeeded. They have tried many times, as honorable members of Parliament have brought out. So I have, in my course of my career, traveled to many countries, undertaken many diplomatic assignments on behalf of the government of India, and I can only say to you that today, despite all the terror attacks against India, India has not cowed down. The image and the brand of India is today the highest it has ever been since our independence, and I have no doubt that you, all of you, in your day-to-day life, experience the fact that what I am saying is true, that the brand of the Indian passport, the value of the Indian passport is today the highest it has ever been since we became independent. I also want to mention to you the great role that the Indian security establishment and the armed forces played to fulfill the directives of the political leadership of India, and they achieved these goals with complete success despite everything else that you may have heard. So the mission undertaken in Operation Sindoor was a 100% success. It required meticulous planning. There is no point in giving you extra detail. Suffice it to say that it was precise, it deployed very high technology, it used Indian-made defense systems. It was a classic case of fantastic military strategy, and the targeting was absolutely perfect on all the 3 nights of the 7th, 8th, and 9th. So you should be very proud as Indians of the capabilities of the Indian Armed Forces, and we have proven that we are capable of penetrating even all kinds of defenses, and nothing is beyond our reach. So these are some big takeaways of this current Operation Sindhu. And the last thing I want to say is that it is not that India is going to be obsessed with Pakistan. We are going to continue our march to develop our country. The Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, has very ambitious plans for the country till 2047, Viksit Bharat. We are on track. And in a few years, in the next 5 years, we will become the third largest economy. So nothing is going to stop us in that direction of moving forward. At the same time, we will further beef up our defenses, we will further increase our resilience against terrorism. And this is the direction in which we are moving. Pakistan has to change its behavior. How it does it is something they have to understand. They have to understand it is a losing proposition. There is very little they can do or show for themselves. And I think we should all be very proud of where we are today as a nation, as a people, as a society. And everyone in the world today is batting for India. They want India to succeed. They want a democratic, pluralistic, open, inclusive society to succeed, because if 1.4 billion people can succeed, then the world is going to be in a better place. So the stakes for India's success today are very, very high. And I can tell you, having traveled to the country and listening to all our leaders, there is a national consensus. We will not allow this kind of distraction to come in the way of our core national development and security project, which is to transform India and transform the lives of 1/6 of humanity. So with these words, thank you very much, and Jai Hind.